crack the first egg. What's the weirdest, funniest thing? Got that, right? So, welcome to our Senior Safety Easter event. My name is Glen Campbell. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Senior Protection. And to my left is
Susan Tan, Program Director of Senior Protection. We're both passionate about keeping people safe.
It's been a while since we've done
I know.
an event or even an online. I missed that because I see in the background we've had several over the years, and I always get calls like, "What are you going on next?" So this is great. It's great to have you. It's great to be here, and the marketing team has put something together that we have no idea about. So we're kind of on the okay. How do we answer these questions? So what they did was they listed each egg as numbered. We'll start from 1 to 12. We can alternate. Attack the questions as they come.
Okay.
We'll be as truthful and honest as we can. Transparency for us, I think, is everything. So we'll do that. Without further ado, let's crack the first egg.
Okay.
All right, let's see what we got. Easter egg number 1. So it looks like we've got the dozen eggs here ready to go. Okay, so when did you first notice that seniors were being targeted differently than other age groups?
Oh, years ago, before even Senior Protection was created, when I was up in the Kawarthas, and people from Toronto were downsizing and going into homes, and they were targeted for crime because they were over age 55.
Yeah, that's a good answer, Susan. I think, and it's for some reason, I think they see vulnerability. They see, which they shouldn't, because you know, part of what we do is try to give them as much power as possible, and that lifeline basically saying, hey, if you need help, press this button or whatever the case may be. So that's a part of our business, right? We can't ignore that. But I don't think I can add to that. I think you nailed it, which is pretty good. So if you want to open up the second one, we'll see what we got.
Okie dokie.
This is fun, but scary.
That's good. All right, I'll put that there. What made you think this is the work I need to be doing?
Oh man, it all spans back to, everything falls in place for a reason. I'm a big believer in that. Let me get started with that. But I had, as we all do, that traumatic event that happens in our childhood or our teenage years or whatnot. But I remember going to my grandmother's on a specific day, and it was every day actually. And I'd go for supper, and then I'd go home for supper. You know, my grandmother would make a nice dinner, and then I'd go home for dinner. And it was just part of that process. One day I had soccer practice. I didn't go. The next morning, I just thought I'd go on the way to school. I was like 12 years old, and I found my grandmother on the floor, and she was there for 18 hours. So yeah, it was just, it's terrible. And this is going back. I'm an old guy now. This is going back way back, which we didn't have that, that support. We didn't have that. And a lot of things where, people follow what happens, or it just kind of goes unnoticed. So for me, I think that's my answer to why I got in the business. I've always been in the business of senior safety or safety in general.
Yes.
As you know, we have parent companies that offer that. So I think it's important. But we made that transition probably, 8 years ago when everybody was calling out to us. So we're protecting homes, we're protecting businesses. And then all of a sudden, this senior population, as it grew, and there was an increase of, retirement, increase of old age, lack of homes, and the demand was there. So I think it was just an easy call for us, and a great one. I'm so happy because it's a rewarding, as you know, and you say that to me every day. It's such a rewarding career, not a job, but a career, and a path that we have chosen. So we will look at number 3.
Okay.
Let's see, what do we have? Why do so many seniors say, I feel like a prisoner in my own home?
So many reasons. Primary, they're afraid to leave the home and be by themselves, or they feel trapped because of, like you said, previous injuries or previous events, and horror stories when they leave a grocery store. That started back in 2021, where seniors are reaching out to us after they got hassled leaving a grocery store or another type of store. So now they have a feeling of independence because this works everywhere.
So I'm hearing fear.
Yes, fear of being targeted.
Things, right?
Yeah,
that makes total sense.
And whether it happened to them or it happened to a friend or a loved one, I guess even before COVID, people were being targeted, and now they have peace of mind.
Absolutely.
All right, so we'll grab number 4. And let's see. This is our Easter Passion. So we've got, ooh, yeah. What is the scariest fraud or scam targeting seniors right now that people don't know about? That's a great question.
That is a great question.
That's,
And I'd have to go to our monitoring centers for that question, to answer that question. And I got a lot of feedback from that.
yeah.
And one is basically the phone call.
Yes.
That phone call, you know, the one phone call where there's a lot of intimidation, there's a lot of urgency, there's a lot of, you need to pay this now or you're going to jail. You need to pay this now or your
Yes.
computer's going to crash. Or
Yeah.
you need to pay this now because your grandchild, your whatever is in trouble. And I think that's where it works. And it's not just seniors, if I can, it's
Yeah.
everyone, right?
Yeah.
You instill that. So I mean, you imagine getting a call and panic happens, and how we respond is so important. And that's why we try to run through the drills with with our customers, our seniors, to let them know, because when they call our monitoring station and say, listen, this is happening, we tell them, just don't answer the phone. You break that communication from the scammers, and they have there's no way to intimidate you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't mean you can't answer your phone anymore, because they change numbers, but hang up. If your grandchild's in trouble, call your son or your daughter-in-law, or son and daughter-in-law, either way, and find out. Go to the source. Go to the source. Never make a monetary decision based on a emergency reaction.
Also, never say the word yes, because it can be copied.
Right.
And if you get a strange text, you can forward that bizarre text to 7726, and they'll figure out if it's a scam or not.
Absolutely. Without further ado, we're going to number 5. Let's see what we got here. This brings back memories of opening up. There's no chocolates in here, though, Susan. Why wouldn't the marketing team give us at least one chocolate?
Who knows what's here?
That's true. What's the weirdest, funniest thing a senior has ever pressed their emergency button for?
The weirdest or funniest?
Yes. The weirdest, strangest for me, and I heard is, you know, and bringing up an animal, you know, somebody pooping on my lawn. We've got that, right? So that it is funny. How we receive the call and how we, you know, answer the call is a different story. Of course, you know, if it's serious to a customer, or if it's serious to anybody.
Are crime rates against seniors actually rising, or are we just hearing about it more? Well, we both know the answer to this.
Yeah, and I think it's a general question, really, and I don't think it's severely based on seniors itself. I think as a whole, I mean, with AI, with so much that's going on, it's increased exponentially for all age groups.
Yes.
For all of us, every country. You know, it's not just one. So, short answer, I think, would be yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
you know,
and I think it was in Hamilton 2 weeks ago. They actually had proof that it's gone up, specifically for older adults and other communities.
That's what technology brings, right? Unfortunately, and that's why, you know, for us, I think it's important for us to incorporate AI, understand it, and make something that is better and that actually protects.
Yes.
You know, rather than being so malicious. You know. So,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Can a light actually stop a crime before it happens?
Absolutely. Do you want a true story?
Sure.
You know, our porch cameras with the 2 lights and the camera in the middle. An older woman went to the washroom in the middle of the night. She let me know that she had her phone with her, and the app for the porch cameras I gave her went off. There were idiots on her porch in a small town. And she used the panic on her watch to get the police, and let me know hours later that if it wasn't for the porch light cameras and the app on her phone and they would have gotten into her house.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's a good story. And I think that comes to it being a part of a deterrence. So it deters a lot. So I'm not sure the numbers. I'll throw it out there. 70% of certain crimes are, you know, they can be deterred depending on, you know, what the resources have at the home, at the business, depending on what they use, what they utilize. But it definitely helps, you know, for sure. I mean, we can't stop, you know, our customers from falling. We can't. But like you said, we can help. We can help and make sure that everything's there and available for them, right? And the same thing applies to their home, right? We offer so much solutions that we haven't even begun to touch. I think it's important for our customers to know that it's available and how to use it.
And their loved ones love the interior cameras. When they're not answering the phone, they can see what's going on, especially with Alzheimer's or dementia. And the find feature makes the whole family grateful. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's like, so a customer has a pennant, whether it's from our company or another company.
Yeah.
So they have a pennant, somebody comes through the window on the other side of the house. So somebody comes through a window, right? They're sleeping. And if they're like me, I'm not going to wake up unless there's, a tsunami happening, right?
Yeah.
But what could we do to help that? I mean, less than them falling or pressing the button, somebody coming into their home, what would be your experience?
Well, I was a victim of a crime when we moved from Toronto out to Clarington, and it was the day we were moving in, and I was being targeted by someone posing as a builder.
Okay.
And long story short, it wasn't a good 911 call. The police actually recommended the company that I joined years later.
Right.
Just having those door contacts, having, love smoke detectors, love the keypad, love knowing that you can remotely check on your app on your phone, especially when you're out shopping. Did I turn it on? Yes, you did. But it's just that peace of mind of knowing if anyone's checking out the neighborhood, you're off their shopping list.
Yep, absolutely. So we're talking basically residential security.
Yes.
Maybe some type of home alarm, right?
Yeah.
Which is what we offer on our parent company.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is, and there's different levels of security. You have perimeter, you have interior, you have medical, you have personal emergency,
Exactly.
which is what we have on different levels.
Because what you and I've noticed, and what seniors have been telling me since March of last year, people are checking out neighborhoods before they commit the crime.
Right.
So if they know that you've got the protection, you're off their list. And that's what we want.
Yep. Agreed.
Oh, that's good. What is the most creative excuse you've heard for not wanting any security system? That's a good question.
Yeah, and I hope I don't offend you here.
Oh, no.
I have a dog, right? I hear that a lot. I have a dog. Well, who's protected the dog? It's my question.
I protect my dogs.
Right? So, I mean, I've heard, I have a pit bull. I have this, I have that. Well, who's protecting the animal? And unfortunately, you're not always home. So the animal's at home. Who's protecting the home from a fire? I've never seen a dog put a fire out. I've never seen a dog stop the carbon monoxide poisoning. I've never seen a dog stop a flood. I've never seen so maybe, a dog might work in certain scenarios where
Decades
it's
ago.
with you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Say you're going for a walk, it's nice to have that added protection, that added level. I'm not saying it's you can use that as a, different from maybe a personal emergency device or a home protection, but my answer would be it's always, well, I have animals, or my neighborhood's okay, or there's quite a few answers, but I think I hear the dog one most. And my go-to is, well, who's protecting the animal, and can the animal protect all these emergency levels, right? So that's...
And unfortunately, depending on the community in the province, dogs are stolen.
Right.
So let's protect them. They're our family as well.
Absolutely. Okay. What are we on? Number 9?
Number 9.
Favorite number 9. Whew. If your mother had a Ring camera, what family secret would have been exposed by now?
Oh my gosh. That's complicated for me.
My mother is a gambler.
Oh,
she loves the casino. She loves the bingo, right? So I think that would be exposed when she goes and why. My mother's great at communication. She doesn't hide anything. She tells everybody.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Number 10. Okie dokie. Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
What's the one thing families overlook that could prevent 90% of their problems? That's a very good question.
I would say, personal safety. Just, if I answer my mom's calls every day. So she calls maybe 2-3 times a day. And when she doesn't answer, I feel so guilty, and when you take that and you take, okay, so there's times where, say our customer seniors who are home alone and we don't have that communication. I think I'm always thinking of personal safety. Going back to my grandmother on the floor, right?
Yes.
It was a matter of just one occasion where I didn't go And that would have been the difference between 18 hours and maybe an hour, of her being on the floor. These things happen, and our lives are, all over the place. They're spontaneous. Nobody, to my knowledge, has a 24-hour period day saying, okay, I'm going to sleep from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. I'm going to have my breakfast here, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go here. It's never like that. Things come up on a daily basis.
Yes.
So that's where personal safety comes in, especially when we're talking about my mother, right?
Yeah.
It's important that I arm her. She has cameras. She has a personal emergency device. And as a son, I still don't think that's enough, right? Because then you get that call. You don't answer the call that one day, and So as families, I think we have to look not only for our parents, but for ourselves as a family.
Yes.
Communication, I think is the most important thing. And the longer you go without communication, that's where people take advantage and things happen and you're not prepared for it. And part of our process is we prepare our customers for what is about to come. Absolutely. I remember when I was younger and, my grandmother had an episode and my sister was there and she needed to go to the hospital immediately. She was having something serious. And my sister called me and said, I need to call 911. What's the number? My sister is highly educated.
It's the stress.
She's a lot smarter than I am. But again, you're in an emergency situation. Things go through your mind. You don't know what's going on, what button to press, what to do. And, we always joke about it now. Everything worked out really well. But that's the whole process of being informed, being prepared, knowing your surroundings, knowing, who you can rely on with your family. And having those outlets, is probably the best way to describe it. Because habits become, in our minds, safe. Oh, I've been to this street before. I've been there 100 times. It's safe. It goes back to when I was a child and our parents were watching the news and, oh, don't go there. Mom, I'm there every day. I walk by from school. But as we get older, as I get older, and I'm now older, I'm now more informed with the news. And, oh, wow, it's not as safe as I think or thought. So there's got to be a lot of prevention in there to help guide us to safety.
Absolutely.
Right? Makes sense.
Making sense.
Okay, without further ado, we're going to number 11. 12 has to have a chocolate in it. It has to. I know it does. Alrighty. When was the last time you had a fall? And be honest.
Oh, gosh. Well, a few weeks ago and last winter when I was shoveling the deck, I had a really nasty one, damaged the hip.
Ooh,
but luckily I was able to get up on my own, but I'm also grateful that if I needed to, I could have gotten help. And it was just that patch of ice under snow that you were shoveling and you're caught off guard, Yeah. And because we're always protecting other people, sometimes we think, oh, we're going to be fine, but I've fallen in the past, and I heard recently you just went through something.
I think I milked it a little bit, though. I kind of fell. I was okay. I stayed on my back, and two lovely ladies came to my rescue, and I kind of milked it and said, okay, I'll let them help me out. But no, you're absolutely right, though. I mean, this event, it was funny because nobody's hurt.
Yeah.
But in a lot of cases, it goes to when you fall and you have that serious injury or something, who is around? It's like being in a forest where, if you scream, does anybody hear you? No. The answer is no. If a tree falls, does it make a sound? Well, no, because I can't hear it.
Yeah.
To me, you know what I mean? So it depends on how you take that question.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about safety, then it's a very direct answer. But that's good. That's good.
Well, I don't know. Are there prayers on Easter that it makes paper turned into chocolate?
We'll see. Why not?
If not, we'll go for coffee and I'll buy you chocolate afterwards.
You're such a sweetheart.
Oh, it's large. Okay. Oh, cool. Well, I think I know the answer to this part of it. What are your Easter plans?
Well, I think the company should probably outfit my whole family with personal emergency devices. Because like I said at the beginning, we do an Easter hunt and there's no hold bar.
And is it in nature?
It is.
Oh, nice.
And we do it down between Smith Falls and Ottawa.
Oh, yeah, nice.
And, it's a large property.
Yeah.
And the kids running, the adults running. And believe me, we've taken a few of the family members out, so it gets a little rough. But no, on a fun note, the Easter egg hunt is always for our family.
Oh,
It's
that's
always been
so
the biggest
cool.
thing, from a 3-year-old all the way up to a 90-year-old,
Oh,
and it's
that's
all
great.
about family and gathering, and so a little bit of competitiveness there, wink, wink. But I don't know where it comes from. It's not
Athletic
me.
competitiveness?
Can't be. No.
No, but it's a family tradition.
It
That is
is.
so
How
cool.
about you?
We usually, go to church, say prayers, have a
Nice.
lovely Easter meal, and take turns of who's hosting, or
Yeah.
go to favorite restaurants.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, if you ever want to know where to eat, just ask Susan. She always tells me.
I know when we first met, before we even got engaged and got married, we were both foodies, so
Oh, nice.
both love cooking, both love restaurants, and my son's inherited that. So now he's discovering way more restaurants than we are, and then taking the dogs for a hike in our favorite parks and
Nice.
enjoying nature. Yeah.
Good for you. That's good
Yeah.
for you. That's awesome. Okay, so I think we're gonna wrap it up with rapid fire.
Okay.
I haven't seen this yet, so
Okay.
you can't see it. I'll ask you a
Alrighty.
series of questions. Give your honest answer,
Okay.
and then we'll just go from there.
Alrighty, sounds good.
What's the biggest myth about senior safety that drives you crazy?
I don't need it. I'm going to wait till something happens.
Wow, that's a good answer. Wow, because I was thinking about it through my mind. I'm like, okay, I had like 10 different answers, but nothing close to what you just said. You
Yeah.
nailed it. Complete this sentence.
Okay.
Every senior deserves to feel.
Peace of mind and emotionally and physically strong. Have strength and peace of mind.
Nice. I would probably say safe,
Yeah.
but you covering the bases, I like it.
Okay.
What's one thing that shouldn't cost money but makes a huge difference?
Kindness and listening.
Nice. Nice. I like it. What gives you hope in this field of work?
Knowing that people go from a state of depression and lack of confidence in themselves and their families being stressed out, to knowing that there's a backup should anything happen.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I feel the same way. I think the way I look at it is, I have the ability to help protect my parents, and I consider all our customers my parents.
Exactly.
Fortunately, I'm getting older, so now I'm going to have to say brothers and sisters. But no, it's definitely. Here's a tough one. At what age do you think people should stop working?
When their passion ends, because I've met people that are in their late 70s and 80s. I was in a Zoom meeting this morning, and they're inspiring.
Yeah.
So it's an
Absolutely.
individual's choice, but never give up, never let up, because a lot of retired people tell me they're depressed after they.
True.
Yeah.
True. And I think it's substitution, right? So
Yeah.
passion, taking that passion to the next level where
Exactly.
you can help other people. You can
Exactly.
do-
There's
yeah.
organizations and communities that support seniors, so they could sign up for that and be a volunteer.
Oh yeah, I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Technology or human check-ins? What do you think people prefer?
Combination. The technology helps the human check-ins, so it's
Yeah.
the masterpiece of combining the two without giving up the personal connection.
Absolutely. I
Yes.
agree. And I think
Yes.
if it's families that are looking to outsource that and to help, with the check-ins, I think there's a dilemma there, because if you want that human person doing it, there's a cost factor to that, right?
Yeah.
So with AI, the way it's being developed, and we
Yes,
have
we're
our AI
developing.
that's being launched in second quarter, I'm very excited about.
Yes.
My mother has been getting those calls, and at the beginning she's like, I don't want to do that, and then it was Lucy that was calling her, right? Our
Yes.
AI, and I think it was, I don't know, about 2 weeks ago, I got a call from my mom, and she's like, Lucy didn't call me today. What's going on? I purposely removed it, right?
Just
Because
to
of all these
see.
complaints.
Yeah.
She got used to it, gave her the safety. I was able to see the transcript and everything. So I think it's a cost factor, but it's a matter of what company can you trust when using the AI,
Yes.
and is it purposeful, like, for the family, right? So it's good.
Did they take their meds? Exactly.
Drink
It just
water.
was-
You're
yeah.
right. Just
Yeah.
those little things, and for me
Yeah.
to know that on a daily basis. I'm in a boardroom meeting. Can't get my mom's. I can't take my mom's call.
Yeah.
I think it's important that I know that there's certain factors that I put into place that, on a security level, you can't protect against everything. If someone wants, certain things, it's tough.
Yeah.
But knowing is key.
Yes.
Should adult children have access to their parents' security cameras?
In some cases, yes.
Mhm.
I mean, I just had a conversation last week. They need to know
Yeah.
if they're getting out of their bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a line there, and I think it's
it's
important,
each family. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very, yeah.
it's different. If I was asked that question, I'd say, well, they shouldn't just be given access.
Yes.
There's a level of, right? I mean,
Alzheimer's, dementia,
sure,
Parkinson's.
or even seniors
Yeah.
that don't have that, and
Yeah.
they, we're living longer,
Yeah.
and we want our rights, and there's nobody, even our children, shouldn't take those rights away. But I think a lot of seniors and a lot of family members are understanding that it's a
Yes.
collaborative thing,
Yes.
rather than just, unless they don't have the family, and that's those are the calls I don't like getting, when they don't have that support system.
Right.
But what are you going to do, right? What's more dangerous, isolation or crime?
Tough one. Tough one. Isolation destroys the soul. Crime is a surprise you didn't expect.
Yeah.
I guess if we did the statistics for generations, isolation may cause more depression and possible damage to body and soul.
Absolutely.
I'd have to check the numbers.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. It's a tough question. I think both are,
Yeah.
Isolation is a long-term effect that's really tough.
It
And
is.
the isolation only gets worse.
And there's
Right?
denial too. They
Where-
don't ask for help, and the isolation gets worse.
And crime happens, but
Yes.
then people tend to rectify by getting a personal emergency device, by getting a security system,
Yeah.
by getting, a surveillance system, things like that.
Yeah.
So crime, I think, educates people.
Mhm.
Hopefully it's not damaging to the effect where it's too late. Like you said earlier,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't do it until something happens.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have that opportunity to correct it because it was, wasn't able to be life-saving or whatever the case. Last question. Would you rather prevent one major incident or 10 minor ones? Oof, that's
Ooh.
oof.
Can I be idealistic and
Ah.
say I'd love to prevent as much as possible?
Yes. Yes, I agree. I think
Yeah.
that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough because whether it's minor or major, it affects people in different ways. We understand that, especially psychologically. So I agree. Let's just, try to prevent everything. And the only thing we can do to do that is to be, sitting here and talk about it.
Yes.
And what can they do? And no matter what you have, it's not going to stop something. But the prevention part, as we talked about, deterrence and
Yes.
family and so much, I think it just helps in the process. Does
Exactly.
that make sense?
And prevention affects not just the person, but their entire loved ones and friends and
Right.
neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this was a great
Yeah.
episode. I think we need to do this more often.
Sounds good. I'll bring
Um,
chocolate next time.
You might save me a little of a heavyweight next time. No, but no, it's always a pleasure. I think you have a very important role, as we all do. But you're out there. You hear a lot. You see a lot. You help a lot to the cause. Whether it's a government agency, whether it's a senior home, long term. It doesn't matter. Like if it's assisted living, memory care, Veterans Affairs. You're a big advocate on that, and that's driven us to really help that sector, So senior protection has grown to the fact where we're starting to give back. So I think we're coming up with a grocery slush fund that we're going to allocate on a monthly basis.
Yes.
We haven't decided all logistics yet, but we have to make it fair. And so we're definitely going to do that. So hopefully by the time we next sit down, we'll have a few names where you're giving out a Walmart card or some type of grocery card to help out, because times are tough. And I think, but it doesn't prevent the fact where people shouldn't, not afford something. You know what I mean? So it's a time to look at and say what's most important. And
Yes.
you asked me about my mother, and there's no amount of money I wouldn't spend to prolong her life, to give her a really, happy life without being in the hospital, without being transferred from home to home, or due to an injury that could have been prevented, or the time lapse where bones had settled in because they were there and on the floor so long. So it's just a whole new ball of wax. But
Yes.
pleasure to be
that's
here. Thank you
great.
so much for listening.
Thank you, and Happy Easter, peace of mind, and let's all have a wonderful Easter weekend. Take care.
Good podcast, gentle sound, great interviews all around.
Well, that was a wrap for our Easter event, and I
Yes.
think it was a successful one. Thank you very much for your time.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
And it's amazing. A lot of people don't know the true history of senior protection. Senior protection has been running for about 8 years now. But if it wasn't for Alarm Guard security, we've been here in Canada for 23 years. This same location, actually.
Yes.
We keep growing. We keep buying more units or occupying more units.
Yeah.
But Alarm Guard is basically for homes and businesses with alarm systems, protection, video surveillance, and it has evolved. We're a big player with ADT and TELUS, and now we're just branding on our own way to go the right way, because we want to be able to answer the call in the first ring, and offer that feel, that local, safety feel.
Personal safety. Yes.
All our technicians are certified,
Yes.
and so I just think it was important to mention that, to give Alarm Guard a big thank you, to allow senior protection to grow and flourish the way it has. I think it's important that if customers need, home security, if they need, or if there's companies out there that they need that, then they should give us a call. Our number at Alarm Guard is 1-866-282-3331. Just let us know what you're interested in. We'll be more than happy to help you. We're coast to coast across Canada, so we have very small pockets, unless it's way up north. But we do have many offices across the country to help out. Senior protection, again, anything that kind of relates to you, your parent, brother, sister, uncle, feel free to give us a call at Senior Protection for a personal emergency device. We have home protection, we have on the go, and we also have smart, which is great. And then, of course, in the second quarter, we also have our AI, which is being launched. I'm so excited about that. So feel free to give us a call, guys, 1-866-416-0838. Or just go to our website, seniorprotection.ca. You're a big part of being out on the field, relating to a lot of companies, loan worker programs, PSWs, right, that are in the homes.
Yes.
Who's protecting them? Who's protecting the customers? If somebody was in that business or that sector and really needed somebody who they can trust to bring that in and introduce and help, how would they get a hold of you?
They reach out to me through my email, susan@seniorprotection.ca. On the website and on our YouTube videos, there's also my phone number, 905-925-4321. And also my extension for the Alarm Guard number going back over a decade. My extension's 105 and your extension's 107.
Nice.
And you can check out our Instagram, Senior Protection Mobile, our YouTube channel, Senior Protection at YouTube, and our website, seniorprotection.ca. But all of us in all divisions and departments, whether it's Alarm Guard or Senior Protection, we have a passion for protection and reach out. And Glen and I are famous. We're not 9-to-5ers in our mentality. I get a lot of seniors and PSWs calling me on Saturdays and Sundays and in the evening. And if I'm able to, I will answer and we will take care of you.
And keep in mind, we don't pretend to be perfect, our company, but what we do is we strive to be as good as we can be. Answering the phone on the first ring, always taking care of our customers, making sure the products and everything is tested well. Thank you guys for watching, and please feel free to reach out.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.